You're listening to episode 1014 of the Father Bills Podcast. Welcome back. This week's homily is being offered by Father Dominic Sternhagen, our parochial vicar, and the homily is entitled, Blessed Are the Humble, given on the fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time, 2026.
So you might all remember, I'm sure, that passage from the Scriptures where Jesus was at a Super Bowl party with his disciples. And someone asked me after the last Mass, I said, well, what were they drinking? I said, well, they probably had some Egyptian microbrew, and Matthew and Peter might have had a little bit too much, started arguing, as happens sometimes, about politics, whether the Pharisees or the Sadducees would win control of the Sanhedrin in the midterms, how Galilean redistricting might affect the outcome. And things got a little bit heated, as they sometimes tended to do. And Jesus, rather than entering into the discussion, he got a towel and knelt down and began to wash the disciples' feet. Now, I might be misremembering some of the details of that event, but the point stands. Polarization is nothing new. Jesus' own people were incredibly divided. Galileans against Judeans, Judeans against Galileans, Sadducees against Pharisees, Pharisees against Sadducees, everyone against the Samaritans. Never mind the Greeks and the Romans. And even among themselves, fighting to see who would have the first place, who was the best, who would sit at the right hand, who would sit at the left hand, constantly, all the time, divided. And our experience in this country, our experience in our own lives, should not therefore be a surprise to us. This is the universal experience of humanity. But what is surprising is Jesus' response. And it was as surprising then as it is now. In this beautiful first reading, it says, I will leave as a remnant in your midst, a people humble and lowly, who take refuge in the name of the Lord. And the Beatitudes that we heard in this gospel, blessed are the poor, blessed are the sorrowing, blessed are the meek, blessed are the hungry, blessed are the persecuted, they could all be summed up with one beatitude, blessed are the humble. Christ stands as an example of humility between each of these divided factions. I was talking to someone this last week, and they were like, well, I know I need to work on humility, but what is humility? And I think that's worth asking. What is humility? What does that mean? We hear that word batted about. Humility comes from the word humus, not hummus. Humus, which means earth, dirt, ground. Humility is being grounded. It's being connected to reality. It's having a realistic view of myself. It's not false humility, not pretending to be worse than I am, so people will say, oh, no, you're really great. No, it's actually grounded in the reality of who I am, with all of the good and all of the bad that entails. And when I come to a situation with humility, with the realization that I don't know everything, that I'm not the be-all and end-all, that it's my job to listen, to understand all of those involved, then my reaction is different, just like Christ's reaction was different when faced with all of this polarization and division. But how can I be humble? That's a real challenge. And I will tell you, the harder you try to be humble, the less humble you are. I'm going to be really humble. And you might think you're humble. I'm so humble. I'm the most humble person I know. I'm way more humble than you. It doesn't work like that. That's a failure. That's not the way to humility. What is the way to humility? How do we truly become humble so that we can respond in a polarized situation as Christ would? And Christ is the answer, the presence of God. That's what Christ comes to bring us. He comes to bring us the presence of God. Pope Leo was sharing the other day that his favorite modern spiritual author is someone called Brother Lawrence of the Resurrection. Maybe some of you haven't heard of Brother Lawrence of the Resurrection. He wrote a beautiful little book called The Practice of the Presence of God. And I think that's the key to humility, the practice of the presence of God. If we have the presence of God within us, if we bring the presence of God to every situation we encounter, if we're filled with the presence of God, so much so that we don't think of ourselves, that's humility. Right? Humility is not thinking less of myself, it's thinking of myself less. It's being filled with the presence of God, that presence of God might overflow into every situation that I encounter. So in this world of polarization, in this polarized time in our country, in this time in which we have all sorts of factions, as Christians, we are called to practice the presence of God, to bring the presence of God with love and understanding to every disagreement and to every situation. That is the answer that Christ wishes to give, and he wishes to give that answer through us. So I'll put a little link here in the description for those who want to look up The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. But for those of you who are not on the live stream, I'll read a little bit from that beautiful work to finish out here, to help us all to reflect on this invitation from our Holy Father, this invitation of God in this situation, the invitation to practice the presence of God. Brother Lawrence says, I cannot imagine how we could live satisfied without the practice of the presence of God. For my part, I keep myself retired with him in the depth and center of my soul as much as I can. And while I am so with him, I fear nothing. He does not ask much of us, merely a thought from time to time, a little act of adoration, sometimes to ask for his grace, sometimes to offer him my sufferings, at other times to thank him for the graces past and present he has bestowed on me. In the midst of my troubles, to take solace in him as often as I can. Lift up your heart to him. The least little remembrance will always be the most pleasing. One need not cry out very loudly. He is nearer to us than we think.
Thank you again for listening to this episode of the Father Bills podcast. And a big thank you to Father Dominic Sternhagen for his homily. If you have any questions or comments, I want to encourage you to go to my website, fatherbill.org, and there's all kinds of things you can see there, different media from blogs to podcasts to photos and other things. But also there is an ability to email me directly from the website if you have those comments or questions, and I will do my best to respond to you. As we close up this episode, once again, I have some music to share with you that I've been working with some AI, feeding it the text of the scriptures for the weekend and having it give me some lyrics, which I might adapt a little bit, and then putting it into some software called Suno.com, which creates all different kinds of melodies and then a song. This particular piece of music is a little bit more upbeat, kind of almost, not just even praise and worship, but almost kind of rock and roll in a way. Again, it's a little different. I'm trying to mix it up a bit. And it's entitled, Your Kingdom is Here. So in the meantime, may God bless you and have a great week. Bye-bye.
Blessed are the poor in spirit, for heaven's kingdom is their home. Blessed are they who mourn in sorrow, they'll be comforted, not alone. Your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near. Heaven is breaking through. Your mercy restores, your love endures, your promises stand forever true. We lift our eyes, we lift our voice, we choose your way, we choose your truth. Your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near. Christ is alive in us and through us. Blessed are the meek and gentle, they will inherit all the land. Blessed are those who thirst for justice, they will be filled by God's own hand. Hey, your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near, your kingdom is here. Oh, your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near. Oh, blessed are the merciful hearted, for mercy will be their reward. Blessed are the clean of heart, they will see the face of the Lord. Oh, your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near, your kingdom is here. Your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near.
Blessed are the peacemakers, God will call them His children true. Blessed are those who suffer for justice, the kingdom of heaven belongs to you.
Your kingdom is here, your kingdom is here, your kingdom is here. Oh, your kingdom is here, your kingdom is near, your kingdom is here. Yeah. Blessed are you when you're rejected, when lies are spoken in my name. Blessed are you when you're persecuted, for following Christ without shame.
Rejoice and be glad, lift up your voice. Your reward is great in heaven's light. Rejoice and be glad.
Rejoice and be